book titled Overcoming Life's Challenges was created, compiled, and edited by Andy Lai and the Growth Channel team. Through this book, we hope you gain something valuable for yourself. Challenges are an inevitable part of human life, present from the moment we take our first steps on our life journey to when we mature and face greater trials. Each person encounters different difficulties, ranging from daily minor obstacles to significant challenges requiring resilience and strong willpower. But what constitutes the nature of challenges? Why do we face them? And how can we overcome them? A case study from Harvard University has shown that challenges are not just mere obstacles, but play a crucial role in personal and societal development. Challenges stimulate brain development, activating areas responsible for creativity, critical thinking, and problem-solving abilities. When we face a challenge, our brains are forced to find new approaches, thus promoting growth and learning. Challenges in life can be categorized into various types. There are psychological difficulties, such as stress, anxiety, and depression, the challenges we face daily in work and personal life. These difficulties affect not only the mind, but can also lead to physical health problems. According to the World Health Organization, WHO, approximately 264 million people worldwide live with anxiety disorders, a clear testament to the prevalence and serious impact of psychological challenges. Additionally, there are social and economic difficulties. People living in economic hardship often face a lack of resources, limited educational opportunities, and discrimination. These factors not only create direct obstacles in life, but also perpetuate a cycle of poverty and inequality. An exemplary story of how individuals face and overcome challenges can be seen in the life of Malala Yousafzai, a young Pakistani girl. Despite threats and violence from the Taliban, Malala steadfastly fought for women's right to education. Her courage and determination have inspired millions worldwide, demonstrating the ability to overcome challenges and turn them into a driving force for societal change. So what helps us overcome life's challenges? An important factor is the ability to self-reflect and accept reality. When we recognize and accept that challenges are an unavoidable part of life, we can then find methods to cope and overcome them. Moreover, support from family, friends, and the community plays a vital role in helping us through difficult times. Overall, life's challenges are not insurmountable barriers we must endure, but opportunities for learning and growth. With perseverance, strong will, and support from those around us, we can overcome any challenge and move towards a better life. Together, we will explore the methods and strategies to face and overcome challenges in the following chapters of this book. Chapter 1. Accepting Reality. Accepting reality is the first and most crucial step in overcoming life's difficulties. Acceptance does not mean giving up or resigning. Rather, it means facing challenges with a calm and ready mindset. I used to be someone who never accepted reality. I always tried to avoid it, wishing things would change according to my desires without having to face what was happening. However, a major life event made me realize that acceptance is the key to moving forward. It was a cold winter morning when I received a call from the hospital. My father had suffered a stroke and was in critical condition. My heart felt like it was being squeezed, and my world seemed to collapse before my eyes. Chaotic thoughts swirled in my head. Why my father? This can't be happening. What should I do now? I broke down, crying uncontrollably like a child, trying to avoid this painful reality. But then, after moments of panic, I realized that I could no longer live in denial. I needed to be strong, not just for myself, but for my father and family. I began to accept the reality that my father was in a critical condition and that I had to face it head-on. This acceptance did not stem from weakness, but from inner strength and the love I had for my father. I recalled a story from my childhood when my father taught me how to ride a bike. He always said, "You must look straight ahead. Don't be afraid of falling, because falling is just part of the learning process." That lesson became a guiding principle in my life. When faced with difficulties, I understood that I could not avoid or turn my back on them. I had to look directly at the problem, accept it, and find a way to overcome it. I started spending more time with my father, sharing stories, memories, and even unfulfilled dreams. Those days not only helped me understand my father better, but also helped me understand myself more deeply. Acceptance helped me open my heart, no longer fearing or worrying about things beyond my control. I learned to focus on what I could do, no matter how small, to bring joy and meaning. Accepting reality also helped me see more clearly the value of connecting with loved ones. In difficult times, the love and support from family and friends are immense sources of motivation. Conversations by the hospital bed, words of encouragement, and shared moments became solid foundations, helping me get through the darkest days. Acceptance does not mean giving up hope. On the contrary, it is how we find hope in the toughest situations. When I accepted my father's condition, I also found hope in the smallest yet most meaningful moments. I saw the liveliness in my father's smile at a funny story, the warmth in my mother's eyes as she looked at her husband, and the resilience in my own heart when facing challenges. These experiences taught me that accepting reality is not easy, but it is essential. Acceptance helps us become calmer, more clear-headed, and stronger. It allows us to see the path ahead more clearly, unclouded by worries and fears. Looking back on the difficult times, I realized that accepting reality has transformed me into a resilient and determined person. I no longer fear the challenges life brings. I have learned to accept, face, and overcome them with a calm and ready mindset. Acceptance is not just a life skill, but an art. It requires courage, patience, and love. When we accept reality, we not only accept the difficulties, but also the opportunities to learn and grow. And that is what constitutes the true strength of humanity. Chapter 2. Embracing and Adapting to Change. Change is an indispensable part of life. It can arrive unexpectedly, leaving us surprised and feeling uneasy. However, if we learn to accept and adapt to change, we will discover our inner strength and the ability to turn challenges into opportunities. To illustrate this, I would like to share the story of my close friend, Min, and how he faced and adapted to a significant change in his life. Min was a senior manager at a leading technology company. He had worked there for over 10 years, building his career from scratch and achieving remarkable accomplishments. His job was his passion and a daily source of inspiration. However, one day, the company announced a major restructuring, and Min's department was dissolved. He suddenly lost his job and the position he had diligently built, naturally feeling shocked and disappointed. In the initial weeks after losing his job, Min fell into a state of crisis. He felt directionless and unsure of what to do next. But after long nights of contemplation and conversations with his family, Min realized he couldn't continue wallowing in a sense of failure. He decided to accept reality and find ways to adapt to this change. Min began by reassessing himself, considering the skills and experiences he had accumulated throughout his career. He realized he had a solid foundation in project management and technology product development, skills that could be applied in various fields. Min decided to venture into entrepreneurship, a field he had always desired but never had the chance to pursue. Min founded a startup focused on educational technology, a field he had long been passionate about. Initially, everything was far from easy. He faced numerous challenges, from securing funding to building a team and developing products. But Min did not give up. He persistently learned, adapted to new challenges, and continuously improved. One of the valuable lessons Min learned during this process was flexibility. When faced with change, the ability to be flexible and adapt is crucial for survival and growth. Min learned to adjust his business strategies, change his operational model, and constantly update his knowledge to meet market demands. He also learned to listen to feedback from customers and colleagues, thereby improving his products and services. Besides flexibility, Min also learned the value of patience and determination. Entrepreneurship is not a path strewn with roses, but a journey filled with obstacles and challenges. Yet, with determination and patience, Min gradually overcame each difficulty and achieved significant successes. His startup began to grow and attracted the attention of investors. Min not only regained his passion and enthusiasm for work, but also found a new and meaningful purpose in life. Min's story is a clear example of accepting and adapting to change. He turned what seemed like a disadvantageous situation into an opportunity for growth and development. Change, though it may bring instability and difficulty, is also a chance for us to discover new potentials and find new directions in life. Through Min's story, we can see that change is not an enemy, but a companion that helps us progress. To adapt to change, we need to open our hearts and accept reality, be flexible and patient. We also need to trust ourselves and continuously learn and grow. Change is never easy, but if we know how to face and adapt to it, we will find beauty and meaning in life. By accepting and adapting to change, we not only overcome difficulties, but also create new opportunities for growth and success. This is the power of adaptability and the key to living a meaningful and fulfilling life. Chapter 3. Stopping Overthinking. Overthinking is a mental habit that can lead to stress, anxiety, and even depression. When we are constantly caught in an endless loop of thoughts, we become trapped in a spiral that prevents us from taking action and paralyzes our ability to solve problems. So how can we stop overthinking and find peace of mind? First, it's important to understand why overthinking is harmful. When we think too much, our brains work continuously without rest, leading to mental exhaustion. According to research by Dr. Susan Nolan-Hoeksema, a psychologist at Yale University, overthinking can increase the risk of psychological disorders such as anxiety and depression. This is because when we overthink, we often focus on negative aspects, increasing feelings of insecurity and worry. One of the most effective techniques to stop overthinking is practicing mindfulness. Mindfulness is a technique that focuses on the present moment, helping us to be aware of what is happening around us without being distracted by chaotic thoughts. By concentrating on current experiences, we can reduce negative thoughts and find peace of mind. One morning, while walking in the park, I realized that I was caught in a spiral of thoughts about work and worries about the future. Suddenly, I stopped and took a deep breath, focusing on the sensation of each breath and listening to the sounds around me. I noticed the chirping of birds, the rustling of the wind through the trees, and the coolness of the morning air. In that moment, I felt my soul lighten and find peace. This is the power of mindfulness, helping us to escape the whirlwind of thoughts and focus on the present. Besides mindfulness, setting boundaries for thinking time is also crucial. We need to allocate specific times of the day to think about important issues and then stop, not allowing ourselves to continue thinking beyond that time. By doing this, we can control the amount of time spent on thinking and avoid being drawn into endless spirals of thought. I remember another time when I was facing a major work project and felt overwhelmed by thoughts on how to tackle it. I decided to apply the method of setting boundaries for thinking time. Every day, I spent 1 hour focusing on the project, then stopped and didn't think about it anymore. The results were surprising. I felt less stressed and could focus on other activities throughout the day. Moreover, I found that when I returned to the project the next day, I had a fresher and clearer perspective. Another technique to stop overthinking is journaling. Writing down daily thoughts and feelings helps us clearly identify what is causing us worry and serves as a way to release emotions and find solutions. When we write down our thoughts, we can see the overall picture of the problem, gaining a more objective view. Journaling acts like a release valve for chaotic thoughts, helping the mind to become lighter and more relaxed. Lastly, maintaining a healthy lifestyle with a balanced diet, regular exercise, and sufficient sleep plays a significant role in reducing overthinking. When the body is healthy, the mind becomes clearer and easier to control. Try to spend time on activities you enjoy, such as reading, listening to music, or participating in sports. These activities not only help reduce stress, but also bring joy and satisfaction to life. In a world full of pressure and stress, stopping overthinking is an important skill to maintain balance and peace of mind. By practicing mindfulness, setting boundaries for thinking time, journaling, and maintaining a healthy lifestyle, we can find tranquility and happiness in daily life. Remember, not every problem requires extensive thinking. Sometimes, just stopping, taking a deep breath, and enjoying the present moments can make everything clearer. Chapter 4. Self-Belief. Self-belief is the solid foundation that enables us to overcome all difficulties in life. When we trust in our abilities, we can face challenges without hesitation. But how do we build and maintain self-belief? Let's explore this through stories, poems, and profound philosophies about the power of belief. There is a story about the famous Greek philosopher Socrates. When asked about the secret to achieving success and happiness, he shared a parable about a young eagle. The young eagle fell from its nest and was picked up by a farmer who raised it with his chickens. For a long time, the young eagle believed it was a chicken and never tried to soar into the sky. One day, a naturalist passed by and recognized the eagle's true potential. He released it on a high mountain and encouraged, "Fly, for you are an eagle, not a chicken." For the first time, the young eagle spread its wings and soared into the blue sky. This story reminds us that self-belief can transform how we perceive and confront the world. One of the great poets of the 19th century, Emily Dickinson, wrote, "Faith is the bird that feels the light and sings when the dawn is still dark." Her poetry embodies profound philosophies about the power of belief. Faith is like a guiding light, helping us see hope even in the darkest times. It is not just belief in the good that will come, but also faith in our ability to overcome difficulties and make dreams come true. Believing in oneself is not always easy. It requires perseverance and courage. I once met a friend named Lan, who always dreamed of becoming an artist. However, when her family and friends did not believe in her abilities, Lan felt disheartened and gave up her dream. One day, she happened upon a quote by Vincent van Gogh. "If you hear a voice within you say, 'You cannot paint,' then by all means paint, and that voice will be silenced." Lan decided to pursue her passion again. She started learning to paint, attending classes, and practicing relentlessly. After years of perseverance, Lan became a talented artist, recognized for her unique works of art. Developing self-belief is like planting a tree. Initially, we need to sow the seeds of belief by trusting in our abilities. Then, we need to nurture that belief through experiences and small successes. Each time we overcome a difficulty or achieve a goal, our belief grows stronger. Just as a tree needs sunlight and water to grow, self-belief requires perseverance, courage, and support from those around us. Another story about Thomas Edison, the great inventor, illustrates the power of self-belief. Before succeeding with the electric light bulb, Edison failed thousands of times. Each failure did not discourage him, but brought him closer to success. Edison once said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." His perseverance and self-belief helped Edison create inventions that changed the world. Self-belief is not just confidence in personal abilities, but also belief in one's value and significance. When we believe that we are valuable, we feel stronger in facing challenges and difficulties. Self-awareness of our value is the first step in building a meaningful and happy life. The philosophies and stories about self-belief remind us that nothing is impossible when we trust in our abilities. No matter how difficult life becomes, belief is the guiding flame that helps us move forward. Always maintain self-belief, as it will be the source of strength that helps us overcome all difficulties and achieve wonderful things in life. Chapter 5. Cultivating an Open Mindset. An open mindset is a crucial key to facing and overcoming difficulties in life. When we have an open mindset, we are willing to embrace new ideas, view problems from multiple perspectives, and learn from everyone around us. This skill not only helps us solve problems effectively, but also fosters creativity and personal development. Imagine a hypothetical group discussion with people from various cultures and fields. Each participant brings their own viewpoints and experiences, creating a diverse and rich tapestry of life. One person might share their experience of overcoming financial difficulties by starting a business from scratch, while another might talk about overcoming psychological crises through art and music. Being open to listening and learning from these stories helps us broaden our horizons and discover innovative solutions. An open mindset goes beyond just listening. It requires acceptance and respect for differences. When we encounter opposing or even conflicting ideas, instead of reacting negatively or dismissing them, we should try to understand and think from the other person's perspective. This not only helps us gain a deeper understanding of the issue, but also fosters a collaborative and constructive environment. A real-life example of cultivating an open mindset can be seen in the journey of Steve Jobs, the founder of Apple. Jobs was renowned for his ability to perceive and integrate ideas from various fields. He once took a calligraphy class, which profoundly influenced the artistic design of Apple products later on. Jobs' open mindset allowed him to see the connection between technology and art, leading to products that were not only technologically groundbreaking, but also aesthetically pleasing. An open mindset also helps us face change with flexibility and positivity. When life presents us with new and unfamiliar situations, being open to learning and adapting allows us to find the right path. This is especially important in an ever-changing world where old skills and knowledge can quickly become obsolete. Maintaining a continuous learning attitude and being willing to experiment with new things keeps us ready to embrace and overcome any challenge. Another aspect of an open mindset is the ability to acknowledge and learn from mistakes. When we dare to recognize our failures and view them as valuable lessons, we grow and develop more robustly. Instead of feeling ashamed or discouraged by mistakes, we should see them as opportunities to improve and refine ourselves. As Thomas Edison once said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." His persistence and positive attitude towards mistakes led him to achieve great accomplishments. In everyday life, we can cultivate an open mindset by engaging in diverse activities and connecting with people with different viewpoints. Try attending a new class, reading books on unfamiliar topics, or participating in discussions and workshops to expand your knowledge and perspective. Meeting and conversing with people with different opinions and experiences also helps us see life from fresh angles. An open mindset is not just a skill, but a positive attitude towards life. When we approach life with an open mind, we find joy in learning, excitement in discovering, and peace in acceptance. Let an open mindset guide you, helping you transcend your limitations and explore new horizons in life. Chapter 6: Breaking Free from Narrow Mindsets. A narrow mindset is one of the biggest barriers preventing us from reaching our full potential. It causes us to impose invisible limits on ourselves, hindering us from taking on challenges and exploring new possibilities. But how do we break free from these limits and open up new horizons for ourselves? A prime example of breaking free from a narrow mindset can be found in the journey of Richard Branson, the founder of the Virgin Group. Branson is known for his adventurous spirit and boldness in business. As a young boy, Branson faced significant learning difficulties due to dyslexia. Many people might have been limited by such challenges, but Branson decided not to let them hinder his path to success. Instead of focusing on his limitations, Branson leveraged his strengths. He started by launching a student magazine, then moved on to a record store. Step by step, Branson expanded his business empire, from airlines to commercial space travel. He was always ready to challenge himself and continually break through seemingly impossible limits. One way to break free from a narrow mindset is to change how we perceive ourselves and the world around us. Imagine an athlete trying to break his personal record. If he believes he cannot run faster, he will never achieve the desired speed. However, if he trusts in his abilities and continuously strives, he stands a chance to surpass his previous limits and set new records. Belief and effort are the two key factors that help us overcome mental barriers and reach higher goals. Breaking free from a narrow mindset also involves facing fears and taking risks. Many people remain stuck in their comfort zones out of fear of failure or criticism. However, it is those who dare to step out of their comfort zones and face new challenges who achieve groundbreaking success. Consider the story of Michael Jordan, one of the greatest basketball players of all time. Jordan was once cut from his high school basketball team, a significant setback for a boy passionate about basketball. Instead of giving up, Jordan used this failure as motivation to practice relentlessly, eventually becoming an NBA legend. A narrow mindset affects not only individuals but also organizations and communities. When an organization is constrained by old beliefs and unwilling to innovate, it will gradually fall behind its competitors. Conversely, organizations with an open mindset that encourage creativity and innovation will continuously grow and lead in their industries. A prime example is Google, a company renowned for its creative culture and willingness to experiment with new ideas. Thanks to this unrestricted mindset, Google has evolved from a simple search engine into a technological giant with numerous advanced products and services. To break free from a narrow mindset, we must frequently challenge our beliefs and assumptions. Ask yourself, why do I think this is impossible? And what would happen if I tried this differently? These questions help us realize that many limits exist only in our minds and can be overcome if we change our thinking. Finally, building an environment that encourages growth and experimentation is crucial. Surround yourself with people who have a positive mindset and encourage innovation. Join communities and organizations that promote creativity and continuous learning. Such an environment will help us easily overcome our limits and discover new potentials. In life, no limit is unbreakable. It all depends on how we perceive and confront them. When we open our minds, challenge ourselves, and continuously learn, we will find new paths, new opportunities, and achieve accomplishments far beyond what we once thought possible. Let an unlimited mindset guide us, helping us explore new horizons and live a meaningful and enriching life. Chapter 7. Setting Goals and Making Plans. Setting goals and making plans are crucial elements that help us steer our lives and achieve desired accomplishments. When we know clearly what we want and have a specific plan to achieve it, we feel more confident and motivated on our journey to conquer our goals. One day, I sat in my office and reviewed the goals I had set at the beginning of the year. Some were achieved, some were still in progress, and there were goals I hadn't even started. This made me wonder, how can I set clearer goals and make more effective plans? I began researching and discovered a useful tool called mind mapping. Mind mapping is a visual method for organizing information and ideas. When using mind maps to set goals and plan, we can see both the big picture and detailed steps required to achieve them. This makes it easier to track progress and adjust plans as needed. I decided to use mind maps to plan a personal project I had long wanted to pursue, writing a book about overcoming life's challenges. I started by writing the project's name in the center of a sheet of paper and drawing branches from the center to note specific goals, such as completing the outline, writing each chapter, editing, and publishing. Each goal was further broken down into smaller, more specific steps. For example, to complete the outline, I needed to research materials, brainstorm chapter ideas, and organize content. Breaking down goals into smaller steps made them feel more manageable and less overwhelming. Setting SMART goals is another useful method that helps ensure our goals are clear and achievable. SMART stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. When setting goals, I always ask myself, is this goal specific? How can I measure progress and results? Is this goal realistically achievable and relevant to my current situation? And what is the time frame for achieving this goal? For instance, instead of setting a vague goal like write a book, I set a more specific goal: complete the outline for the book within 1 month. This goal is specific, measurable, achievable, and has a clear time frame. As a result, I can track my progress and adjust my plans if necessary. Planning is the next step after setting clear goals. A detailed plan helps us identify the necessary steps and allocate time effectively. I often use a notebook to jot down daily, weekly, and monthly plans. Every morning, I spend a few minutes reviewing my plan and adjusting it if needed. This helps me maintain focus and avoid getting off track during the execution process. A crucial part of planning is prioritizing tasks. When there are too many things to do, we can easily become overwhelmed and not know where to start. I learned that identifying the most important and urgent tasks helps me manage my time more effectively. Each day, I choose 3 key tasks to complete and focus on them first. Other tasks can be scheduled for later or moved to another day if they are not urgent. I remember the first time I applied this method while preparing for a major project at work. Initially, I felt overwhelmed by the multitude of tasks and didn't know where to start. But when I sat down and created a detailed plan, breaking down tasks and prioritizing steps, everything became clearer. I felt in control and completed the project smoothly. Finally, motivation and discipline are essential when executing plans. No matter how perfect the plan, without motivation and discipline, achieving goals is difficult. I often motivate myself by reminding myself of my reasons and my bigger goals. Whenever I feel demotivated, I recall the joy of achieving small goals and use that as a drive to keep going. Planning also helps me maintain discipline. Each time I complete a task in my plan, I feel a sense of satisfaction and motivation to continue working. This creates a positive cycle, helping me remain persistent and continually strive. Setting goals and making plans not only help us achieve desired accomplishments, but also help us live a meaningful and purposeful life. When we know clearly what we want and have a concrete roadmap to achieve it, we feel confident and energized. Always remember that the journey to achieving goals is a process that requires perseverance, motivation, and discipline. With thorough preparation and determined spirit, nothing is impossible. Chapter 8. Identifying and Overcoming Weaknesses. We all have weaknesses, aspects that need improvement to become the best versions of ourselves. Identifying and overcoming these weaknesses not only aids in personal development, but also serves as a key to overcoming life's challenges. This requires courage, self-awareness, and steadfast determination. The journey to identify weaknesses begins with honestly and impartially assessing oneself. To do this, we need to take time to reflect and ask ourselves, which aspects of my life am I dissatisfied with? What often causes me to fail or face difficulties? Keeping a journal or participating in personal development courses can help us clearly recognize our weaknesses. I once went through a challenging phase when I started a new job at a large company. In a high-pressure and competitive environment, I realized that my time management and organizational skills were lacking. This often left me feeling stressed and unable to complete tasks on time. After some reflection, I decided to address this weakness by enrolling in a time management course. The course helped me identify basic mistakes I was making and provided tools and methods for improvement. Gradually, I improved my time management skills and became more confident in my work. To overcome weaknesses, we need a specific plan and must proceed step by step. Setting small goals and gradually achieving them helps prevent feelings of being overwhelmed and allows for easy progress tracking. If you recognize a lack of communication skills, start by participating in small presentations, conversing more with colleagues, and reading books on communication skills. Each small step contributes to building and improving your abilities. Patience and perseverance are also crucial factors in overcoming weaknesses. Nothing changes overnight, and personal development is a long journey requiring continuous effort. Remember that each small step forward is valuable, and every failure is a precious lesson. Do not get discouraged when facing difficulties, as they are a natural part of the growth process. Additionally, seeking support from others is very important. Share your weaknesses with friends, family, or colleagues and ask them for help, feedback, and advice. Support from those around you not only provides motivation but also offers fresh perspectives and ideas for improvement. A typical example of seeking support from others is the story of Thomas Edison, the great inventor. While developing the electric light bulb, Edison faced numerous failures and difficulties. However, he did not work alone. He had a team of supporters, from engineers to mechanics, always ready to help and provide new ideas. This collaboration and support helped Edison overcome all obstacles and achieve great accomplishments. Finally, overcoming weaknesses requires self-motivation and maintaining belief in oneself. Whenever you feel tired or discouraged, remember why you started and the ultimate goal you want to achieve. Reward yourself when you achieve small goals to maintain motivation and continue striving. In the journey of identifying and overcoming weaknesses, always remember that no one is perfect and everyone has aspects that need improvement. The important thing is to recognize and continuously strive to become better versions of ourselves. Be brave in facing weaknesses, persistently improve, and always maintain belief in your abilities. By doing so, you will find yourself stronger, more confident, and ready to embrace all challenges in life. Chapter 9. Learning from Failure. Failure is an inevitable part of life, but what matters is how we face and learn from it. Instead of viewing failure as the end, consider it an opportunity to grow, mature, and become stronger. I recall a story about a young entrepreneur named Hong. He began his career with great passion and ambition. Hong opened a small coffee shop, hoping to turn it into a well-known chain. Initially, everything went smoothly, but after a few months, Sales began to decline, customers dwindled, and operational costs rose. Ultimately, Hong had to close the shop due to insufficient finances to sustain it. This first failure left Hong feeling devastated and disappointed. He blamed himself for poor management and doubted his ability to succeed in business. However, instead of giving up, Hong decided to review the entire process to find out what went wrong. He noted his mistakes, from choosing an unsuitable location and ineffective financial management to insufficient customer service. Once he identified the specific causes of his failure, Hong sought the necessary knowledge and skills to address them. He attended courses on business management, finance, and marketing. Hong also reached out to successful individuals in the coffee business to learn from their experiences. Through perseverance and continuous effort, he accumulated valuable knowledge and rebuilt his confidence. Hong decided to try again, but this time he was better prepared. He chose a more suitable location, created a detailed financial plan, and improved customer service. As a result, his new coffee shop quickly attracted many customers and gradually gained a good reputation. The lessons learned from his failure not only led Hong to success, but also made him a more resilient and insightful entrepreneur. Hong's story illustrates that failure is not the end, but an opportunity to learn and grow. When facing failure, it is important not to let oneself be overwhelmed by feelings of disappointment and loss. Instead, ask yourself, what can I learn from this failure, and how can I do better next time? One valuable lesson from failure is humility and awareness of our own limitations. Failure teaches us that we are not perfect and that there is always more to learn and improve. Humility helps us open up to feedback and criticism from others, allowing us to develop and progress. Moreover, failure helps us develop perseverance and resilience. Success does not come easily or quickly. It requires continuous effort and the ability to overcome challenges. Each failure is an opportunity to cultivate perseverance and determination to pursue our goals to the end. As Winston Churchill famously said, success is the ability to go from one failure to another with no loss of enthusiasm. Additionally, failure is an opportunity for creativity and finding new solutions. When one approach fails, we are forced to think of other methods to achieve our goals. Creativity often arises from the toughest moments when we must step out of our comfort zones and seek new paths. In the journey of life, everyone will encounter their own failures, but what matters is how we face and overcome them. Always remember that failure is not the enemy, but a teacher imparting valuable lessons. When we learn to accept and learn from failure, we become stronger, more confident, and ready to face any future challenges. Let the lessons from failure guide you and turn them into motivation to move forward, for it is through failures that we find the path to success and happiness. Chapter 10. Turning Challenges into Opportunities. Challenges are an integral part of life. Instead of avoiding or fearing them, we can learn to view challenges as opportunities to grow and discover our hidden potential. The following story illustrates the power of turning challenges into opportunities, a valuable lesson in overcoming difficulties. A friend of mine named Lynn always dreamed of becoming a writer. However, life was not easy, and Lynn had to go through many ups and downs to pursue her passion. After graduating from college, she couldn't find a job in journalism as she had hoped and had to take temporary jobs to make ends meet. Disappointed and discouraged, Lynn once considered giving up her dream and settling for an ordinary life. One day, Lynn received an unexpected invitation from an old friend to join a book writing project. It was not an easy project, writing a book about everyday yet profound and touching stories, requiring creativity and keen perception. Initially, Lynn was hesitant, fearing she lacked the capability to complete it. But then she decided to accept this challenge as an opportunity to prove herself and pursue her passion. Throughout the project, Lynn faced numerous difficulties. Balancing daily work with writing was not simple. Many nights, she stayed up late to write, edit, and perfect every sentence. There were times she felt exhausted and wanted to quit, but remembering the initial reason she started this journey, Lynn found the motivation to continue. She realized that each difficulty she faced made her grow more, become more patient, and more creative. The result of her relentless effort was an inspiring and authentic book. The book received a warm reception from readers and helped Lynn regain confidence in her abilities. She had turned a challenge into an opportunity, and that opportunity opened a new path in her writing career. Lynn continued to write, publish more books, and became a respected author. Lynn's story shows that challenges can become opportunities if we are brave enough to face and overcome them. Instead of viewing challenges as barriers, see them as stepping stones to greater achievements. When we dare to challenge ourselves, we discover abilities we never knew we had. Turning challenges into opportunities is not just a positive attitude, but an effective strategy in life and work. A famous entrepreneur, Henry Ford, once said, "When everything seems to be going against you, remember that the airplane takes off against the wind, not with it." This reminds us that challenges are the forces that help us take off and soar higher. In the workplace, when faced with difficult tasks or complex projects, instead of worrying and fearing, view them as opportunities to learn and develop new skills. For example, when assigned a project that seems beyond your capabilities, see it as a chance to train and enhance your skills. Seek support from colleagues, learn from experienced individuals, and continuously strive, and you will find yourself not only completing the project well, but also growing significantly. In life, every challenge we encounter contains valuable lessons. Someone who has gone through a severe health crisis, instead of succumbing and giving up, uses the challenge to change their lifestyle, take better care of themselves, and find balance in life. The challenge becomes an opportunity for that person to live healthier and become more aware of the value of health and happiness. Challenges can also be opportunities to connect and help others. When we overcome a challenge, we can share our experiences and support those facing similar situations. This sharing and support not only benefit others, but also create a stronger and more connected community. In the journey of life, challenges are always present and unavoidable. But how we face and turn them into opportunities will determine our success and happiness. Always remember that every challenge is a disguised opportunity. When we dare to accept and overcome them, we will find new paths, new capabilities, and achievements we never thought possible. Let the spirit of daring to think and daring to do guide us, helping us turn every challenge into valuable opportunities in life. Chapter 11. Choosing the path of action. When faced with difficulties, the way we choose to act will determine the final outcome. Choosing to act not only reflects our attitude towards life, but also opens up new opportunities and leads us to success. A real-life story about choosing the path of action illustrates the power of this decision. I recall a friend named Fong, a talented engineer in the technology sector. Fong worked at a large company where he felt secure but not truly satisfied. One day, the company faced a major crisis when an important project encountered serious issues. The leadership was confused, and the employees were worried about the company's future. In this context, Fong faced a crucial choice: either continue with his routine work and wait for the situation to improve, or proactively engage in resolving the crisis, accepting the risks, but also having the potential to make a significant impact. Fong chose the path of action. He not only proposed new technical solutions, but also volunteered to lead a small team to implement the necessary improvements. Initially, things were far from easy. There was opposition from colleagues and pressure from management. But with determination and perseverance, Fong and his team gradually overcame the problems and improved the system. His efforts not only salvaged the project, but also put the company back on the path to growth. Fong's actions not only resolved an urgent issue, but also demonstrated the value of choosing positive action when faced with difficulties. He was promoted and gained the respect of his colleagues. More importantly, Fong realized that proactively confronting challenges and choosing to act can yield surprising and positive results. Choosing the path of action applies not only in the workplace, but also in all aspects of life. When facing problems in personal relationships, instead of avoiding or blaming, choose to communicate and seek solutions together. When faced with important health decisions, instead of ignoring warning signs, proactively seek help and take care of yourself. Every small but positive action can lead to significant changes. In daily life, we often encounter situations that require choice and action. Imagine struggling to balance work and family life. You may feel pressured and stressed, but instead of letting things worsen, choose to act. Set clear priorities, make a plan, and even seek support from loved ones or professionals. Small but positive steps will help you find balance and improve your quality of life. Deciding to act is closely related to maintaining motivation and perseverance. When we act, we not only change our circumstances, but also transform ourselves. Each time we face a challenge and choose to act, we become stronger and more confident. As the famous writer Paulo Coelho said, action is the bridge between dreams and reality. Action is not just about doing things, it also reflects our spirit and attitude towards life. When we choose to act, we tell ourselves and the world that we are ready to face difficulties, ready to change and grow. This is the true power of choosing the path of action. Finally, remember that every action we take has an impact, whether small or significant. Do not hesitate to choose action when faced with difficulties, because that is how we take control of our lives and create positive changes. Let the spirit of action guide you, help you overcome challenges, and achieve great goals in life. Choose action, choose change, and you will find that nothing is impossible. Chapter 12. Learning to forgive. Forgiveness is a noble and necessary act in life. It not only frees us from the wounds and sorrows of the past, but also opens the path for us to move forward with a light heart and a serene soul. Learning to forgive is a challenging process, but it is immensely rewarding. My journal contains many memories and experiences about forgiveness. There was a period in my life when I endured great pain due to the betrayal of a close friend. This betrayal left deep wounds in my heart, causing me to be immersed in resentment and hatred. Each day, the memories of that betrayal resurfaced, like a persistent thorn in my soul. One autumn morning, as I sat by the window watching the golden leaves fall, I reflected on life. I realized that resentment and hatred not only hurt others, but also harmed myself. I decided it was time to learn to forgive, not only to release my friend, but also to liberate myself. The process of learning to forgive began with facing my emotions honestly. I allowed myself to feel the pain and sadness without avoiding or denying them. I wrote down my feelings and thoughts in my journal, each line a way to unload the burden in my heart. Writing helped me clarify my pain and find compassion and understanding for both myself and the friend who hurt me. I also realized that forgiveness is not a simple act that can be accomplished overnight. It is a process requiring patience and compassion. I began to explore stories and philosophies about forgiveness. The teachings of the Buddha on compassion and forgiveness greatly inspired me. I learned to recognize that everyone makes mistakes and has flaws, and these mistakes are opportunities for us to learn and grow. An important step in the forgiveness process is accepting that not everything can be resolved or fully understood. Sometimes, forgiveness simply means accepting that what happened cannot be changed. I met and talked with my friend, not to blame or seek an apology, but to share my feelings and try to understand the reasons behind his actions. This conversation not only helped me see things more objectively, but also made me feel lighter and more at peace. Forgiveness does not mean forgetting what happened. The memories of betrayal remain, but instead of letting them control and hurt me, I learned to see them as valuable lessons. Each time I recall them, I remind myself of the power of forgiveness and compassion. Those painful experiences have made me stronger and more mature. The process of learning to forgive changed not only my perspective on the past, but also how I faced everyday life. I became more empathetic and understanding towards those around me. I learned to forgive the minor mistakes of friends, colleagues, and even strangers. Forgiveness helped me build deeper and more meaningful relationships. Ultimately, learning to forgive is a lifelong journey. Every day, I have to remind myself of the importance of compassion and forgiveness. The wounds of the past may never completely disappear, but they no longer hurt me. Instead, they have become memories, lessons, and stepping stones for me to move forward with an open heart and a peaceful soul. Forgiveness is not only a noble act, but also a precious gift we can give ourselves. When we learn to forgive, we free ourselves from the burdens of the past and pave the way for happiness and peace in the future. Let compassion and forgiveness guide you, help you overcome all difficulties, and live a fulfilling and meaningful life. Chapter 13: Surviving Adversity. Life is not always a bed of roses. There are times when we will face seemingly insurmountable adversities. However, it is during these most difficult moments that we discover our true strength. Surviving adversity is not just about enduring, but also about the art of turning challenges into opportunities for growth and development. I once met an extraordinary woman named Mai. Her life was a series of continuous hardships. She grew up in a poor family in a remote village. At the age of 20, Mai lost both her parents in a tragic traffic accident. She had to take on the responsibility of caring for her three younger siblings alone. In such circumstances, many might have crumbled, but not Mai. She chose to face adversity head-on and find ways to survive. Mai began by taking on various jobs to make a living, from working on farms to selling goods at the market. She constantly learned and sought new opportunities. One day, while listening to a lecture about developing businesses from agricultural products, Mai had an idea to start her own business. She decided to open a processing and trading facility for products made from the fruits of her hometown. The early days of her startup were not easy. Mai faced numerous challenges, from a lack of investment capital and business knowledge to competition from rivals. But each time she encountered an obstacle, her determination grew stronger. Mai sought help from small business support organizations, attended business courses, and continuously improved her products. Gradually, her efforts paid off. Mai's business grew. Her products became popular with consumers, and her brand gained recognition. Mai not only found success in business, but also became an inspiration to many others. She was always willing to share her experiences and support those in similar difficult circumstances. Mai organized workshops, training courses, and provided jobs for many poor women in the region. Her perseverance and compassion helped her overcome all adversity and create positive values for the community. Mai's story is a testament to the power of human will and determination. Surviving adversity is not just about survival, but also about turning difficulties into motivation to move forward. This requires patience, determination, and an unwavering spirit. When facing adversity, it is crucial to maintain faith in ourselves and continually strive. Remember that every difficulty can be overcome if we believe in our abilities and keep learning. Seek opportunities within adversity, because it is in the most challenging times that we truly see our strength. Furthermore, support from family, friends, and the community plays a vital role in helping us overcome adversity. Open up and share your difficulties with those around you. Do not hesitate to seek help when needed, as support and encouragement from others will make you feel stronger and less alone in your battle with adversity. Learning to survive adversity also requires us to take care of ourselves, both physically and mentally. Maintain a healthy lifestyle, eat well, exercise regularly, and take time to relax and recharge. Engage in activities that bring joy and peace, such as reading, listening to music, meditating, or participating in social activities. These will help you maintain an optimistic spirit and good health to face any challenges. Finally, remember that adversity is not the end, but a part of the journey of life. Each time we overcome a challenge, we become stronger, wiser, and more confident. View adversity as a teacher that helps us learn and grow. When we learn to survive adversity, we not only find inner strength, but also discover the precious values of life. Surviving adversity is an art, a journey that requires patience, determination, and an unwavering spirit. Let Mai's story and those like hers inspire you, helping you overcome all difficulties and live a meaningful and happy life. Chapter 14: Turning Difficulties into Motivation. Difficulties are not just challenges, but valuable lessons that help us grow stronger and more resilient. Turning difficulties into motivation is an art of living, helping us not only overcome obstacles, but also develop and achieve greater accomplishments in life. Let me share with you the story of Anne, a childhood friend of mine. Anne grew up in a poor family in a rural area. His parents were farmers with unstable incomes, and the family often faced financial hardships. From a young age, Anne understood that only through hard work and education could he change his life. Despite the difficult circumstances, Anne was always an excellent student. He not only excelled academically, but was also very active, participating in many extracurricular activities and always helping his friends. However, upon graduating from high school, Anne faced a significant challenge. His family could not afford to send him to university. Many in his situation might have given up, but Anne was different and decided to take on part-time jobs to pay for his education. During the day, he worked at a construction company, and at night, he attended an open university. The initial days were incredibly tough, as balancing work and study left and exhausted. However, it was precisely during these seemingly insurmountable moments that Anne found motivation in his hardships and constantly reminded himself of his goal to obtain a university degree, secure a better job, and help his family escape poverty. Every time he felt tired, he would tell himself, "These difficulties are temporary, but the future I am striving for is permanent." This mindset helped and overcome all obstacles and excel in his university program. After graduating and secured a good job at a major company, he not only supported his family but also created new values for society and frequently participated in charitable activities, helping those in similar difficult situations as he had once been. He became an inspiration for many young people, proving that difficulties can become the strongest motivation if we know how to perceive and use them. And story reminds us that no difficulty is insurmountable if we turn it into motivation. The key is how we face challenges and how we utilize the opportunities within the toughest circumstances. When encountering difficulties, instead of succumbing to despair, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I turn this difficulty into an opportunity for growth? Another example is Steve Jobs, the founder of Apple. Jobs was once fired from the very company he had founded, a major shock and difficulty in his career. Instead of letting this failure destroy him, Jobs used it as motivation to establish new companies like Next and Pixar. The invaluable experiences from these ventures helped him return to Apple and transform it into one of the most successful technology companies in the world. Difficulties not only make us stronger, but also help us recognize the true values in life. When we face challenges, we learn to appreciate the simple yet precious things: health, family, friendship, and inner peace. Difficulties make us more grateful for what we have and drive us towards higher goals. In life's journey, difficulties are like firestones, helping us refine ourselves and discover our hidden potentials. Let these difficulties become motivation, pushing us forward to achieve great accomplishments. When we turn difficulties into motivation, nothing is impossible. Remember, every challenge contains an opportunity, and it is up to us to turn that opportunity into reality. Continue to face life with optimism and determination, turning every difficulty into a stepping stone for progress. Believe in yourself and keep striving, for within each of us lies an extraordinary strength waiting to be unleashed. Turn difficulties into motivation and live a life full of meaning and success.